Welcome to this VETUS Technical Webinar Episode 1. My name is Pieter Feenstra and next to me is Bonne. Pim is responsible for the service department and I'm responsible for the sales and marketing of our Bowpro thrusters. Today we're discussing the ideal Bowpro technical installation. What are we going to talk about? Which parts do I need for a complete installation? How do I choose the correct parts to make the installation complete? And how to properly connect all the components for a good installation. So let's get started. Which parts do we need? In this case we are talking about the Bowpro thruster, the Bow B65. We need a CAN bus supply. The CAN bus supply cable is the power supply cable for 12 volt for the CAN line. Make no mistake, do not put 24 volt on this CAN bus supply line, then it will break down. You need as well a genuine VETUS CAN cable. Do not make the mistake to order different types of CAN cables from another company, because it will not work. Do not cut these cables because it will not work. Also, these cables are halogen free, which makes it suitable in commercial applications. Of course, you need a panel. For this movie we choose to do the joystick control panel. It's called the BPGA. It's called BPGA because it is a joystick with a hold to dock function, which is very handy when you are alone on the boat for single-handed docking. This is the pedal control panel. The BPPA is a pedal control panel which enables you to use your bow thruster proportional, but it doesn't have the hold to dock function. Of course you need a CAN bus and terminator resistor. We call it the BP CAN, is a product code. An end terminator resistor makes it able to end your CAN bus line. So you need this item, it's mandatory. And of course you need thruster supply and hardware, like cables, batteries, and all these items are specified in the manual. So make sure before you start installing your thruster that you carefully read the manual. All is specified in the manual. Cable thickness, wiring, the length of the wiring, the amount of amps you need from your batteries, it's all specified in the manuals. The fuse and fuse holder you also need, also specified which type of fuse you need. And of course a battery main switch. This is also very mandatory for every electrical installation. The selection chart can be found in the back of the manual to choose your cable thickness. So let's move on. Connect the thruster supply. First we're going to unscrew all the retaining nuts and gently remove the cover. I say gently because beneath and under the cover is the PCB and you don't want to damage the PCB while installing the thruster. So it's good that you maybe put it on a working bench so you can install in all space around it and you can install everything. What we're going to do, we're going to have a look at the fan control, the CAN bus and the temperature sensor from the left to the right. Remove the connectors and put the cover aside. This is the best way to do it. Now you have all the space to properly connect all the plus and the minus cables. You unscrew the thruster supply hardware by removing the bolts. You see there's already a fuse on the motor controller. This is the fuse for the motor controller. You need an extra fuse on your electrical installation. First you put the neutral supply cable to the cover. Please make sure that you put it on this way, that it's not damaging the PCB on the outside of the blue cover. Make sure you use the correct hardware for bow and stern thruster application. Make sure it's tight enough. Next, you will take the positive cable and feed it through the cover, as we show in the movie. Feed it to the cover and make sure you have enough space inside the cover to close it all. And then you connect it to the positive using the correct hardware and connect it to the positive terminal. Make sure you do it on a gentle way and not damaging anything. Route the cables to the cover and make sure all the connections are tight, because you do not want to have a connection not being tight and you go all the way into the boat making sure the connections are again tight. That's a waste of time. And you want to move on to the next installation. So make sure the fans are connected. So before mounting the cover back, set the PCB dip switch into the correct position. We have a dip switch which should be in the position bow or stern. Bow for bow thruster and stern if you have a stern thruster application. I'll explain something. This is only necessary when you have a bow and stern thruster connected on the same can line. If you have two separate can lines for bow and stern thruster, then it's not necessary to set your stern thruster as a stern thruster. Okay, now you can gently close the cover and make sure none of the cables are damaged. Still gently. If you feel any stress on the cover, remove the cover and see where this stress is coming from and make sure you do it again. Use the nuts and place the cover back in place. So now we're already halfway. We connected the cables. We connected the plus and then the neutral cable to the thruster. In case and now we are going to the chapter 2, the CAN bus installation. Okay, as I mentioned before, you need to check the 12-volt dedicated supply is stable for a CAN bus line. When you do not have a stable 12-volt supply, like the supply from the dedicated battery from the thruster, then you will have an unstable CAN bus line. This is very important if you have a stable 12-volt supply line. Connect the CAN cable to the CAN supply. We're going to move on and we're going to press all the connectors into the socket. And you'll hear a small click when it's connected firmly. And now we can connect the CAN cables to the thruster. We have two connectors in the thruster side, which you can connect the CAN cable for the power supply line, and the other one you can connect it to the panel. Now we can connect the CAN cables to the panel. Firmly press the connector into the socket. And again, please read the manual carefully because it shows how to connect this CAN bus line, because you want to have a proper backbone. Check the installation manual. As you see here, we have several pictures for one bow thruster, one panel, one bow thruster, two panels, one bow thruster, one stern thruster, and two panels. Note that the CAN bus line will not work when you exceed a length more than 14 meters. So make sure the dip switch is in the correct position, as we showed you. We will show it again. use a thin piece to put the dip switch in the proper connection. When you're doing this, you can also check if all the other connections are right. Now we're going to program, and we want to make sure that the settings are made for bow and stern. By programming, you press and hold the on-off button for 10 seconds. Wait a little bit longer, wait a little bit longer, hold, 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 and now there's the beep. Move the pedal to the left, press one time to confirm. Now you are in the configuration mode. Move the pedal to the left or the right to select bow or stern, if you have a bow and stern on the same canvas. If you are ready, confirm and press the on-off button again. Now we're going to program control panels setting. Now again going to the configuration mode. Hold, 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 and now we are there. Move and hold the pedal right, confirm by pressing one time, and now we are in the configuration mode. Okay, you want to select the helm station by 1, 2, 3 or 4. If you are at the right number, you confirm. Programming panels by setting the thrust and direction. This is not always necessary, but sometimes it's necessary. Again, first steps, go to the configuration mode, press and hold for 10 seconds. Hold, 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 and there you are. Keep pedals centered and press 2 times. Now you are in the configuration modes. Thrust direction 1 or 2. And when you're ready, confirm by pressing 1 time. It sounds all very easy, but you have to be doing it with your head. So, thank you for watching this episode. And on the next episode, we will be discussing how to select the right cables for BowPros and how to select the correct battery choice. Thanks for watching. See you on episode 2.